Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. I'm with, who are they again? I'm with Henry.
How dare you?
Oh, God, my headphones suddenly went so loud that my nose is bleeding. I'm going to have to take these off. The producer's gone crazy this morning. Everything's gone... There's a fire in the disco.
Gareth Richards.
Yeah, Gareth. Don't get the surname in this early. Totally for work. With Emily and Gareth, of course. And we are back on the air. And if you want to text us about anything, you can text us on 8 12 15.
Yeah.
Which would be lovely. And what a week I've had.
Why?
I mean, what a week!
What? Well, who are you, Ed Miliband? I think not.
In a way, we're all Ed Miliband, for he is every man.
I'm David.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, actually, you are David.
Yeah.
You're right, you got that bitterness in your eye.
Eye?
Well, I went last...
I'll take the patch off.
Hold on, I'm describing
Sorry.
my week. Honestly, since he got that nomination... Remember, he used to be that quiet bloke who chipped in at the... Now...
Nomination.
It's only a matter of time before he's saying, oh, listen, I've had an offer from Smooth FM. Got my own thing. So, well, last Saturday I went to the Emirates Stadium to see West Bromwich Albion beat Arsenal.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, you did very well,
and
didn't you?
on Monday I went up to Manchester, did 2 episodes of Question of Sport.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can, actually.
Don't they usually it's sports people, isn't it?
Oh, well, they've changed all that. I'll tell you later. Let's not go into it. Then I had an official tour of a London library. On Tuesday, I went to see Placebo live.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to the new Gauguin exhibition at Tate Modern. I saw Caroline O'Connor live, the showgirl.
Yeah.
I had cosmetic surgery. I went to the Tate.
What?
I saw some Turner paintings
Frank,
there.
you had
And then I
cosmetic
saw
surgery.
Michael
Shut
Caine.
up.
I saw Michael Caine.
I don't care about Michael Caine. You had cosmetic surgery.
I had cosmetic surgery.
Don't lie.
Well,
you
I did.
didn't.
I did.
They are lovely breasts. I have to say.
Thank you very much. No, just try.
Yeah. So
Not too hard.
Really realistic.
Yeah,
Frank.
I think they've filled them a bit too much. You know, it's like when you have too much tobacco in your pipe and you can't get any. It's like that. They're like
perfect.
Frank, you didn't really have
like a
cosmetic
clenched bicep.
surgery.
The one on the left is like a clenched bicep.
No, perfect.
Frank,
it's like they've been there
you
all
didn't
their
really
life.
have cosmetic surgery.
I had.
Are you joking?
Yes.
That is disgusting.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not joking.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Why is that disgusting?
What have you had done?
I think it was that pencil you gave me that said, "What would Emily do?" On it. No, I'm not. I'm not normally a man who cares much about. I mean, if I took my shirt off now, you'd see that I have a chest like a webbed toast rack. If you can imagine such a thing. But I started to get. I noticed I got these sort of veins in my nose.
Oh, I was going to get... Well...
What was you going to get?
Well, I thought it was a facelift. I'm not being rude. Well, no, just a small tuck I thought you might have had. Or an endoscopic brow lift, maybe, I thought you'd had.
Oh.
But then I was... you see, you do look quite fresh-faced. Something looks different. Maybe you'd had a wart removed.
Well, maybe when I explain.
Okay.
I noticed these veins had started appearing in my nose. I'm going to be straight about this, right? It looked a bit... If you can imagine a papier-mâché nose... But the paper for the papier-mâché was just pages of the A to Z.
Oh, yeah.
So you could see various...
A lot of A and B roads.
A lot of... Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted... I said, just take the A roads. I'm all right with the side streets. But it was... I'll tell you what I think. When I if you can imagine my face about 4 foot high... with a slit where the nose was, right? So there's no nose there, just a hole. And then Madonna knelt and put her elbow... through the slit, so her forearm becomes the bridge of my nose. Can you picture that?
Oh yeah, very easily.
Well, that was the sort of heavy veining I was getting, and I thought, I can't...
Also, it makes you look like a drinker, and the very idea, frankly.
Well, I wondered if it was that coming through late.
No, it is.
But
it's the central reservation years catching up with you.
So I went to see a doctor, and he said... You're so vain. Which was clever, because I saw there was wordplay, but it was about vanity. And also,
yeah.
Or, you're so vain. You're so vain. Do you see? And so he basically zapped me.
Frank, I can't believe it.
I know, it's terrible. You see, in my line of work, you can get away with ugly, but people don't like grotesque. and I felt I had.
I don't know.
But I tell you
Don't
what,
get me started.
I
There's
kinda-
quite a few
I
people.
didn't feel easy about it because it's something I associate with a whole different branch of show business. But I went and had it, and they sort of burn them out with a laser.
Wow.
You sit on a table and they point this thing at your nose. And so I felt a bit... I wasn't easy about it. And the next day I put on Lorraine.
Oh, God, what on earth did you do that for?
I thought that would make me better. And I thought, God, Lorraine's
Or
been
like
in
a cream.
Lorraine's been in an automobile accident. But no, it was Sharon Osbourne sitting And there was a bit where she was talking to Louis Walsh, Lulu as she called him.
Oh.
And he
makes
said
me wanna
something.
shout.
He said something mildly amusing, and she really laughed. But when she laughed, she wasn't on camera, right? So he said something, and you went, ha ha ha! It cut back to her, and her face wasn't laughing. There was a voice coming from the other side of her face. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
So her face, and I thought, oh God, these are my people now.
Yeah. They are your people, Frank.
These are my
You're going
people.
down
I'm
that
trying
road.
the cosmetic surgery.
Oh,
people.
Frank.
Oh.
I'm just relieved you didn't have lipo. I really... or pectoral implants.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I mean, I'm worried that this... I've spotted a vein that wasn't... I think he's put one in. Maybe there was one left on the end of the needle from someone else. You know,
Maybe he had the laser on vein, not D vein.
maybe he
maybe
did.
it
I
was
didn't check
backwards.
I didn't check the setting. Oh God, that's put even more worries in my mind.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
You know, I don't know if I feel good that I've told you that, or worse.
What about your various cosmetic procedures?
My confession. Yes, I just feel that I feel something about the listeners on this show. I have to tell them everything.
Oh, that's nice. I mean,
Well, you say that.
I don't think people have sort of massively altered their opinion of you.
Well, you say I have.
Just don't let it start.
Just get off my back, Carly.
Just don't let it lead to other procedures, Frank. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, it can be addictive. You can get addicted
Yeah.
to it. And
Yeah,
then
well, that's
it'll-
what I'm thinking.
I'm
It's like
worried.
you know when you have your first piercing, and then the next thing you know, your lower regions are like an old-fashioned Christmas pudding. So, what else? Oh, I'll tell you what, it's been a great week though. I mean, probably the week for the word hath.
Hath.
Because the word hath,
Yeah.
it doesn't get much air in nowadays unless you go and see a Shakespeare play. But I've
Or
heard
Anne
about-
Hathaway.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that counts. Or if Chris Eubank, maybe if he was. I don't know what that would be for Chris Eubank. But anyway, but that's about it. But of course, it's the week when people say, "Hold on a minute, 30 days after September."
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking about that because I still use that one. And also, you know, when you change the clocks,
Yeah.
I still use that one. The only way I know, I wouldn't have a clue whether they went backwards or forwards, except that thing where you fall back into winter and spring forward.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Do you know what I hate, Frank, about 30 days has September? And I do say
Hath.
the
Hath.
word hath.
Yes.
I tell you what I hate is the fact that it starts off so promisingly as a rhyme. 30 days
Yeah.
have September, April, is it June, and November. All the rest have 28, excluding 30, excluding
Yes.
February, which
Yeah,
is
I
a
don't
leap
know
year.
that rhyme.
Why
It's
didn't they
too
bother with the
difficult to
last
remember.
bit?
I know.
It's lazy.
Well, it sort of rhymes because it says all the rest have 31 days clear, except
February,
for
which is a leap
February.
year.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. It's rubbish.
No, it doesn't end well, but it starts great. 30 days out September is one of the great openings to any piece of writing I've ever heard. It's right up there with I have been here before. I couldn't even say that one. That's it. My veins are affecting my tongue. Oh my God!
Saturday morning!
I feel we're the jingles are so loud that I'm actually wincing my way through them. That's not good, is it? Am I Wincy Willis? Is that who I am, Gareth?
I can't hear them.
Gareth, am I Wincy
I don't
Willis?
know who Wincy
am I or
Willis
am
is.
I not Wincy Willis?
Okay, you are Wincy
Oh, I
Willis.
am Wincy Willis. Well, that changes everything. Well, in that case, there'll be a high-pressure front coming in from the east, and we're expecting a bit more sun later on this afternoon. Goodbye.
Oh, weather-wise, sort of weather. My one is the one I use is Richard of York gave battle in vain.
Oh, the rainbow. Everyone knows
rainbow.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Never
Don't
heard that
you?
before.
You know, when you're in an emergency, you need to know the colours of the rainbow in order.
Yes.
Richard of York gave battle in vain.
Yeah.
Red, orange.
Are you going to
Yeah,
list them all now?
No, don't list them. Because if
Only
you
a
don't know
few
what
more.
they...
I've got a much more useful one, Frank.
Gave green.
Does my
Back
lord
in
ever
blue.
visit... Shut up, Gareth. Does my lord ever visit Brighton Beach? Do you know what that tells you?
DMVBB.
VMEVBB. Do you know what it tells you?
No.
It's the ranking order of the British aristocracy. Duke, Marquis, Earl, Viscount, Baron, Baronet.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have that at your fingertips.
If I'm dating, I need to know.
That's pretty good. The one that I came up with myself, this is absolutely true, is that when I met the Spice Girls,
Yeah.
I knew I was going to meet them at these do, and I couldn't... They were very new at the time, so I thought I'll learn their names and I'll be nice. And I kept getting mixed up Mel C and Mel B. So I thought to myself, Mel Black, Mel Caucasian. That's the way to...
that's how you worked it
But
out.
then I found out she was called Mel Brown, and that confused me. I kept saying Mel Brown, Mel Caucasian. And, I mean...
They're called
why don't
mnemonics,
people
aren't
help?
they?
Can't they help, these people? Well, I had one. I used to get to this place, and there was two women that worked on reception. One was...
What sort of a place was that?
Well, they were
Normally it's a funny man.
yeah, they were quite... One was very ugly indeed, I'll be honest with you, and the other one wasn't. And one
Was
was
it
called,
ITV?
One was called Sue. The nice one was called... The good-looking one was called Sue, and the other one was called Val, the not good-looking one.
Yeah.
And I used to think, Sue will sue me if I call her Val.
Oh.
And Val looks like she comes from Valhalla. And that way I never got their names wrong.
That's
You
good
see,
if cruel.
Yeah, it's... Well, obviously I didn't... I never said it out loud. But that helps. By the way, I guess Alun Cochrane today.
Oh, I love him. I've been to see him.
He's proper good.
We've had a text
Hold
in.
on. Hold on. I'm just going to press the adverts button. See? Since the nomination. I mean, this town ain't big enough for both of us. Who's gonna leave? That's what I'm saying.
This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
You know, we were talking about...
12, 15. Yes.
You know, we were talking about memory aids, or as I like to call them, mnemonics. We've had one sent in from Anne. I sat on Scrabster Cliffs eating lovely egg sandwiches. Do you know what that is?
No.
It spells isosceles. She says it's how my maths teacher helped us. Granted, it's a bit local.
It is a bit... but
I like her
the
for
wrong
that.
way round. Aren't you supposed to have one word that reminds you of a lot of stuff, rather than a load of stuff that reminds you of one word?
Oh, there's something to be said for freewheeling.
My dad said that. He said that, you see, at the beginning of a book, content, cows ought not to eat nasty turnip skins. He said, all backward, school time never ends till 9 o'clock. I said, yeah, but content, I can cope with that. I'm fine with that. I don't need all the other...
No.
Anyway.
Someone sent in the 30 days has in Spanish. I think they've sent it in Spanish. And,
Well, we won't understand that.
But it rhymes in Spanish.
Oh, does it?
30 días tiene noviembre con abril, junio y septiembre de 28 solo hay uno.
You're listening to Absolute.
Los demás de 31.
Well, yes,
See, that rhymes in Spanish.
Yeah, but if I could remember that, I probably wouldn't have any problem remembering how many days there was in a month. I have to go and learn a new language. I could just learn how many days are in a month. I'll tell you what I could do. I could look at my iPhone, which has got all the months in it.
Well, exactly. Then you'd know.
Diary,
I said
maybe.
iPhone. See, when me and Dave did the World Cup podcast, I mentioned my iPhone
Yeah.
twice, and we got a message saying, look, we're sponsored by Sony Ericsson.
Wow.
So I had to...
Well, I don't think our current sponsor has any conflict with iPhone.
No, I'm sure not. I don't
20 DSTN November, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. So, look, what about the Millibands? It's been great this week, hasn't it?
Well, it has if you're Ed. Not so good if you're Dave.
No, but it's been great watching the whole biblical epic of it. I've loved that. Of course, it's been a sad week for David, but the big boon that he's got in the sadness stakes is that his wife is a professional violinist.
Well, yeah,
And that's
Louis Shackleton.
perfect. So
big
he
fan
can
of hers.
say, I've lost the election. And then he can, any time he's down.
Yeah.
Anne Frank, when he stood down.
And Frank.
Anne
She's not still up there, surely.
Anne Frank, when he stood down,
Yes.
he was able to appear on his doorstep. I love a doorstep photo op. I love it. I like
Yes.
seeing what they're going to wear.
Well, do you remember when Cherie
Oh,
came
don't.
out in the...
In the nightie
Yeah.
and the awful hair. David went for a flowery, sort of Paul Smith style shirt. I like what he was wearing. It's quite casual, over the jean
See,
singular.
I thought it was a Jama top at first. First glance. That thing with Cherie, that she looked very rough, didn't she?
Oh,
And I've had a couple of sleepless nights this week.
rank.
Sorry for
That's
that.
how she looked.
Sorry for that. What's she been to the bingo? And I had a couple of sleepless nights fretting about my veins.
God, you've got veins. Like Louis Spence or something.
And I what I can't make out is this. If I have... Like last night, I slept terribly. I woke up about 3 and I didn't get back to sleep. When I woke up, I got bags under my eyes, right? Now, why is that? Because I had my eyes shut. I didn't think... Oh, I'm awake, I better have my eyes wide open for the whole night. My eye muscles are going, oh, no, we need some rest here, or we're going to have big bags. So I had my eyes shut, as I always do when I'm asleep. I still had the bags. How does that happen? Can someone tell me? And the other thing is that I wasn't worried about anything. I woke up and I lay awake, and I was thinking about quite nice stuff. But I couldn't... if I was fretting... But tonight, last night, I thought, I got the radio show, lovely, morning, nothing, I'm relaxed. Just lay awake thinking about quite good stuff.
I like doing that sometimes, though. I think, I might lie awake and have a little thought. Might be an hour. And I don't want to abandon the thought.
Yeah, but you have your eyes shut, don't you?
No, sometimes not.
In the dark, you have them open.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I'm like some terrible vampire I am.
Oh, no, I don't see the sense in that. No,
So
I've
anyway,
just
Ed
I've just
Miliband.
had a note from the producer that says take a vacation. I mean, how bad do I look? Oh, sorry, that's the next track. Sorry, so what was you saying about...
I wanted to talk about Ed
We can
Miliband.
talk about the Millibands.
I quite like him. I love his moly pelt.
Is he moly?
No, but he's got a moly pelt instead of a
On his
hairdo.
head.
He's like a mole.
Oh, a mole. I thought you meant
Yeah.
he was covered in moles. I'm sorry, I can give him...
Very obsessed by surgery and
I'll
procedures,
give
that's
him a
why.
number if he needs those removing. Don't worry about it. I think you just put lime on them.
Gareth, you should have used that this morning.
Really?
I
Yeah.
wish he'd blow his nose, Ed Miliband. I think that's the first. He's not that kind of man.
Oh, has he? Is
And
he a bit,
I can feel it in my throat, you know what I mean? Who wants
It's a bit
that?
Gabby Roslin,
Blow
that.
your nose. That's my, shall I take a vacation?
Why not?
Okay.
Frank on radio. Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
I love that. That's a Take a Vacation by the Young Vanes. Oh,
Oh, you're obsessed.
no. So if you know any ways of remembering stuff that's interesting and helpful, phone us on 8 12 15. Text us on 8 12 15.
Yeah.
Say, text us on 8 12 15.
Gabby sent in, what about the rhyme about the order of the fate of the wives of Henry VIII? Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Do you know
Is
that
a
one?
rhyme?
Well, it's a sort of mnemonic, isn't it?
Yeah, but
so
I
it's a
could say
memory
it
aid.
works. I could say, beheaded, dived.
Dived. Diving
Yeah,
accident.
diving accident.
Yeah. She was a diver.
Yeah,
Diver.
car crash, elephant, live. See, and that's, it's got to be something that couldn't be anything else, surely.
Who made you the boss of mnemonics?
I am. Yes, I am. So there. I am. Okay. Anyway, any more?
Ben Brooks says a common use of mnemonics is to remember facts and relationships in trigonometry.
Oh, I like the sound of him.
For
He's the sort of
example-
man who'd say
yeah.
cognizant. I love him.
I can almost hear his glasses rattling against the phone.
Big chic, love him.
For example, the sine, cosine and tangent ratios in a right triangle can be remembered by representing them as a strings of letters. As in-
Sokotoa.
Sokotoa, yeah.
Sokotoa! Sokotoa! I loved that. Sokotoa, I remember it.
We didn't do that at our school.
Why not?
I've never heard that before in my life. I don't know if Sokotoa had been founded.
Found it.
Is it a place,
Yeah.
Sokotoa?
Trigonometry.
I think I'm thinking of Saskatchewan. It's been a
fairly
strange
recent.
morning. Is this my cup of tea? Yeah. I've got
I've
a
got-
drink.
hey,
The
guys,
producer drank the last one.
If you
My
ever
cup of
need
tea.
to remember
She did.
the capital of Armenia, I've got a way of doing it.
If I ever
don't-
need to remember, let me assure you of this, I won't.
I don't
Okay.
even want to know.
Do you want to know that?
what it is?
Well,
Yes, no, I do.
what
we
you
might as well
think
get rid of
of?
the last half a dozen listeners who are hanging on.
Well, I'm not telling you now.
No, how do you
You'll
remember
never
the
know.
capital of Armenia?
Why don't we keep them wanting more? Go to an ad break. Oh, they definitely tune in for
that can be the phone and people can suggest. I don't even know what the capital of Armenia is. I can't remember it.
Do you know why that
That's why
is?
this
Because you
exists.
don't use this memory aid.
Okay, well that's good to know. So look, the Millibands.
Okay.
Are we
Can
not
we-
going to find out about the capital of Armenia?
No, Frank doesn't
No.
want to.
No, right.
It's Yerevan.
People are going to phone in. about it.
So the Millibands.
I love
The
the.
Millibands.
I'll tell you what has been an odd thing. Every time I watch it on the telly, Eddie Izzard's there. Ed Miliband comes off stage, he hugs Eddie Izzard.
Oh my God, you're talking about Justine Thornton. I know you are. Ed Miliband's partner. Is that who you mean?
No,
Oh, sorry. That's what you meant.
I can't believe what, I can't work out who you've insulted the most. No, she's
I thought
nice. She
that's
looks
what
like
you meant.
Josie Long, his partner. Not wife, I'm saying not wife. Not wife. And
Oh, yeah.
doesn't believe in God, Ed Miliband.
No.
I noticed he named that. He said that this week, I don't believe in God. There's been a plague of locusts in Australia. Well, I think that speaks for itself.
Not a very good aim, God, at the moment. is
Well,
he?
he's probably
Missed
thinking
quite badly.
Melbourne, Milliband. He's getting on a bit, for God's sake. Or I say for God's sake, for my sake. But, yes.
Eddie Izzard.
Izzard,
Wow.
the proper Eddie Izzard, he's all over the Labour Party like a rash. So Ed Miliband comes off, and there he is, and he hugs Eddie Izzard. And then David Miliband does his speech, he comes off, and Eddie goes over for a hug. And he didn't look too keen, because Eddie's got a beard at the moment.
Oh.
Right.
He didn't
there
have
he
his
is.
dress on, no.
I can imagine he hugged him. He's had this
He's not the
terrible
heels
moment. He
of it.
knows he's going to walk away from, big life politics. And then he's going, oh, and a cat walked in and was playing the piano. And, I mean, who needs that?
What
Leave
about
him
Neil
alone.
Kinnock? I'm liking Neil Kinnock. He's gone a bit mental. He's a loose cannon, a Welsh loose cannon. I love it.
It's the freckles. They say eventually they reach the brain.
But he's made it very obvious because he's backed Ed all along, hasn't he? He's not Team Dave, he's Team Ed.
I'll tell you, oh, God, sorry about that. I nearly choked on. I was thinking as I watched these people have been talking about how they loved each other, and then I watched over the course of the week their relationship steadily crumble, and I thought we've got all this to come again with Peaches and Pixie. Because Pixie, let's face it, is better looking. I mean, you can say any way round you like. She's
Yeah.
better looking and she gets more beautiful every day.
Yeah,
Whereas
Peaches.
Peaches does look like that Velasquez painting of the King of Spain with a Habsburg chin. And can you imagine in their house? I bet there's tension.
So when they
Oh,
decide
yeah.
who's going to save Africa after Bob, there's
Yes.
going to be another election, and it's all going to turn
Yes.
nasty between the...
Has he not saved Africa yet?
I think there's
God, how
still
long's
work
what
to
else
do.
is he doing?
Not had songs out, has he?
I heard he was working on an album. Yeah.
Wow.
South Africa don't look after themselves apparently. Eh? Oh no, I've got a record deal. Yes, nice knowing you. So is that acceptable? I don't think so.
We only have this excerpt. This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
I can only apologise. We've had the worst technical problems, but we can't work out what it is. We're battling on. I think we'll be all right now. Apparently, well, as far as I can work out, the only thing different from last week is my nose.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to, I don't know if
That's what
I
it
don't know if
is.
it's the laser affecting the.
And on the plus side, we might get some engineers turning up in a low-slung trouser.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't think they are. I think we found the engineer and he said he's in bed.
Sounds broken. I think that's what he said. Sounds
Is
like
that what he
it's bust,
said?
Yeah.
Well, at least he's listening. Respect. Okay.
No, he meant Frank sounds broken, since he's had the surgery.
Oh, can we lay off the surgery? now?
Okay.
I mean,
Well, that's what we've been saying to you. Can we lay off the surgery now?
I've fessed up.
You festered?
I've-
No, it's,
well,
it's
I've
fine. The
slightly
wound is
festered.
fine.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's
They
really
put a
not,
bit of cream
not
on
that bad.
after. I said, well, Germline be all right. The woman said to me, I always have Germline in my house. And I thought, that's good coming from a professional. I'll take that as a recommendation.
Although Germline on the nose is quite smelly, isn't it? So it's not ideal.
Well, that's a matter
Oh.
of opinion.
Glad
Okay.
we've cleared that up.
Yeah. We probably,
it's
the
not
bloke...
cleared
yeah,
up completely. I can see it's
The
still
bloke
weeping a
from
little bit.
Germline was probably just about to phone in and said, let's say, 4,000 tubes. And now, you've made a disparaging remark. I don't want it anyway.
no,
I don't want
sorry.
it. Keep your Germline.
Sorry.
That, if you're going to be that touchy.
Frank, Gareth got frightened this week.
Did.
Yeah.
I had a terrifying experience this week. Laura and I were in our lounge, and
Don't say lounge.
what is it? What should I
It's
say?
living
Sitting room.
Yeah, or
Oh,
drawing
really? Is that
room.
right?
We were.
You can't say pardon lounge or toilet, PLT. Don't say lounge. Say living room or drawing room.
We
Carry
were
on.
huddled in the hovel,
Okay.
and there was a sound on the patio doors behind the curtain. It was dark,
Okay.
and it was one of those situations where it was really like something was knocking against the patio doors, and you couldn't think of any good thing that it could be. Like, it's going to be something
Surely
terrifying.
an overhanging branch.
There's no trees near our house. Not for miles.
Oh dear. I
Not
mean, how
since the
far do they
accident.
overhang? What happened to the trees? Was
It
it when
was-
you... I told you, if you get a male and a female beaver, that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, there was a knocking on.
Yes.
What time of the night was this?
It was probably about 10 o'clock. And it was
It's a bit
where,
early
like,
for an
Laura...
axe, man.
Yeah, why did they always strike at 2 a.m?
Oh, yeah.
Laura said she thought I should look.
Well, that's fair enough. You're
Yeah.
the man.
And so she turned the light on, like for the outside light, and I was going to pull back the curtain, and we were going to accept our fate, whatever it was, together.
So sorry, how you extended to being a man in the act of pulling back the curtain?
Yes.
That's essentially what you did.
I should have had a weapon or something, shouldn't I?
Yes.
The weapons were all in the cellar.
Well, what you need is a poker, but of course nowadays, how many modern homes have got a poker lying around? Unless you keep one for that specific reason.
I had the radiator key. I got the radiator key at the
Well, that
ready.
would- yeah, that
'cause, you
would,
know, nasty. You know,
yeah.
if you hold it between your knuckles.
When you've got the radio, with the radiator, do you keep bleeding? Anyway,
So we did it like Laura. So Laura's going to turn on, and so we did it on 3.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I know,
about
it's
you.
terrifying.
Well, meanwhile, somewhere with you're loitering by a curtain, presumably wearing a low-slung boxer brief.
Oh no. So you open the curtains.
It was a frog. Another frog.
It was a. What was it?
It was a frog.
It's a bit strong, isn't it? So Raymond Blanc thought I'm passing.
No, not Raymond
I'll go and
Blanc.
see my mate.
I wouldn't use that sort of terrible stereotype.
I'm glad to hear that. I thought when he said it now, if we met light of it, perhaps no one will phone in. But
Yeah.
I'm glad.
No, it was a frog trying to get in.
Didn't
Like
you have a problem
thumping
with a
against-
frog before?
Like,
I
a
love-
moist thump against the patio door. Yeah, it was another...
love that story. Anyway, we can't sit here all day because Alun Cochrane is coming in soon. He's our guest.
Oh,
He'll be
I
after
love
this
him.
Track. And do you know, I was sitting on... There's a boat moored on the Thames called Thamesis. Do you know that boat? It's like a restaurant boat.
Yes, I think you've taken me there.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Not in
And
a date context.
And I was sitting on there, and they were playing music, as they do on, and the usual stuff people play, Kasabian and the Killers and stuff like that. And suddenly, to my joy, out of nowhere, they played this.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
Magnifico, that was The Fall with Mountain Energy. Alun Cochrane has joined us in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. That number again, 359-4011. Don't ring that, by the way, I don't know who's
Made
that
it
is.
up.
Oh, that could be anyone's number. Hello, Alan.
What is that number? I've just arrived and
I'm
you
calling
said
it
a
now.
number.
Well, it's a thing that, your DJs always read out a number.
Yeah.
But I made that one up, so please
Yeah.
don't ring you.
Don't
It won't
ring.
be a number. What's the chances of it being a number?
What was it?
Well,
359.
fairly hard.
Don't
What?
say it again.
Is that the ultimate crime?
It'll probably be Niles Barkley. Oh, yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. That's where they'll be just, they've obviously had a late gig. They've been lying in. Oh, what is that? and then, that's going to be confusing. So, Alan, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
It's lovely to see you, as always.
And you and yourselves. Hello.
Oh, he's very inclusive. I like that.
Yeah,
Ian.
sort of drank in the room there. Did you see that?
He noticed we exist.
Yeah.
Guests often don't.
They don't often.
No.
That's because you don't speak when they're here.
That's because they don't think I exist, and it would mess with their whole worldview.
They said to me that's a fabulous hologram.
Guys, Alan is here. Don't
Yes,
make
I'm
it
sorry,
about
Al.
us.
It's not about us, it's about
It's fine.
you.
It's fine. I've got nothing.
Now, can I first of all apologise? I didn't go to see you on. I mean, the gang went, and
I did,
That's okay.
and I loved it.
I was at an audience with Michael Caine.
Were you actually?
Oh, God, that old tax exile.
Now,
Is he?
Had a problem with
Interesting.
Britain today.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't. But with Michael Caine, it's catch it while you can.
Isn't Michael Caine also really into chill-out music?
Yeah.
He didn't
He
mention
is.
that.
He is.
Did
He
he?
genuinely
Okay,
is.
yeah.
I think I know that. Possibly from his Desert Island disc.
Yeah,
I think,
that's when I
I think
heard
he's a really big chill-out fan.
Are you sure? Because he was on the One Show last night, and he talked about that he grew his own chili.
Oh.
He's not a big chili.
Did he really?
No, he did, honestly. Honestly.
Anything with chilling.
I think he was just looking for hobbies and got to C in the big book of hobbies.
Exactly. Yeah. He's also a chiropodist at time.
I was running through different things.
Walking in
they
the
were all
filter.
too rude.
Yes, exactly. No, so, yeah, the chef was on there, and the chef had made a meal with chilies, especially for him, because he knew he was a chili connoisseur.
Nice.
He's also a connoisseur, begins with a C. And he said, I've made this one. He said, you don't eat the chilies, but you eat the food that's been flat. And he went, I'm not eating that. And that was kind of the end of that.
Oh, really?
He chose a bit awkward. So you're on tour at the moment.
I am, yes. I'm currently doing the Soho Theatre. I like to say it like that. Just gives it a sense of grandeur that it
Yeah,
doesn't
why not?
really have. I've got York and then Soho again. And I think we're about 5 or 10 into a 50 day. Are you all right, Frank? Have you just drank the dregs of a coffee or
Now,
something?
today has been one technical error. The technical errors are so bad, there's sugar in my tea.
Oh, I haven't got any sugar in my tea.
Oh,
There's no
you've drank
sugar
each other's
in
tea.
it.
Yeah.
I think I can work out what's happened here.
Yeah. I'm new to this gang, but I can do this as
It's
well.
it's like the plot of a rom-com. I love it.
It's like the worst
like
episode of
Sherlock
Poirot
Holmes.
you've ever
This is
seen.
the Alun
yeah.
Cochrane moment. It's not about us. I'm not drinking out of Gareth's cup.
Well,
You can't have
I don't
two of us
blame
like
you.
that. Think of the weight on your shoulders, Em. So are you all over the place and for a long time?
It's till early December, and so yes, I think it depends on how you define long time, but yes.
The last time you were on, Alan, you were about to go. You're going to say to me, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You were about to go on a yurt holiday.
Oh yeah. It was our sort of honeymoon. Post Edinburgh Festival, we went to a yurt in the Lake District.
Can I point out, when you say our, you mean you and your wife, not
Me and
me
my
and
wife.
you?
Yeah, no, indeed. People would have read
No,
about that.
you have to
They would have read
clarify.
about it, Frank.
We could have had a civil. We could have had a civil.
We could have had a civil, but it would still have made the papers, even at my fledgling level of comedy. But yes, we went to this yurt and it poured down from start to finish. These staycations that they talk about in the Guardian travel section are all very well, but you have to factor in that it sometimes just is really wet in the UK.
That
We
is-
went home a night early.
Oh, was it one of those and you go on the night early?
Well, you just end up, particularly having already been away for a month in Edinburgh, I just was sitting in a rainy tent thinking, I'm an hour and a half away from home, why don't I go back to my own living room and eat off my knee? Like, you know, if you've been away for a while, you start to crave beans on toast off your knee in your own living room.
Have you not got any crockery?
No. But that's what happened. But then we sort of said, well, we had a bit of an unconventional wedding, so we kind of went, well, let's cross that off the honeymoon.
How was it unconventional?
Well, our son was there as a starting
I think
point.
you'll find nowadays.
Nowadays,
It's very
you know,
Milliband.
It is quite.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's not married yet. It's
Yeah.
great, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
do
good.
you?
I do.
It's an absolute public disgrace. but you know, that's a different matter.
I quite like it, and I quite like what he said yesterday about you know, what was it that he said that marriage is important, but a strong relationship is more important. I think that's quite nice to. Because we quite reluctantly got married.
Yeah, but he's got that Qatar thing. He probably said carriages are important. It sounded like that. Yeah, that's what he's like. I'm going to have to play some adverts and then we'll talk to you.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
Alun Cochrane is with us this morning. That number again, 35. I'm not calling that. Alan, I read that you got your taste for stand-up, it says on one of your publicity things, by doing impressions in a school talent show.
I did, yes, I did.
What were they?
They were.
Can you still do them?
I can remember some of the jokes
Oh,
from
well,
them.
let me get easy in my chair.
You could probably guess, though. I think I stole them from possibly Mike Yarwood, and they were Frank Spencer, Jimmy Cricket.
I'm glad you said Spencer there. I was a bit worried for a minute.
No, Frank Spencer, Jimmy Cricket, and David
Oh,
Bellamy. David
yes.
Bellamy, big impression then. In those days, David Bellamy was a go-to.
It was the gold. It sort of made Lenny Henry a star.
Yeah, and actually the golden era for impressionists, because now the media's so fragmented, it's actually quite hard for them to find people that are that recognisable. It's
point.
quite difficult, you know.
Good point. That's why I only do famous racists from down the 80s.
You do.
Famous racists.
Is he racist?
Frank, doesn't he
I
not
don't do
Powell
racist
impression?
impressions. I do impressions of racists.
Right.
I think we shouldn't forget, because those who ignore history are condemned to relive
Yes, I'm just wondering where.
Well, Enoch Pell.
Right, you
Like
do.
the Roman I seem to see, the River Tiber. I won't complete it.
Again, I don't think I know the real Enoch Powell. I don't know
Oh,
if that's
well,
any
just
good.
trust me. Why don't you just trust me?
Okay, I
Ian
trust you.
Smith. Never in 1,000 years will there be... And so on. I don't actually do the racist bit. I just pull
Right,
out
yeah,
before then. It's
Just
just,
the
a
start.
reminder. It's a warning.
Yes, absolutely.
A warning from history.
I'm now trying to think of a race that I could add to my 11-year-old routine and pretend, but I can't think of somebody that would have been a highly public racist.
No,
at the
no.
time.
Well, they're not.
That we can
They're
say.
thin on the ground nowadays.
Yeah, they've gone under. This is true. There's not a lot that I think is funny about the BNP, but I once saw a documentary about a lad who'd been promoted quite high in the youth BNP, and they interviewed his mum and dad, and they asked his mum what they thought of him being in an organisation like the BNP, and what she wanted to say was, I think some members of the BNP have been misrepresented in the media. But what actually came out of her mouth was, I'll be honest, I think some people in the BNP have been painted black. And I remember thinking, well, they weren't like that. Of all people,
No.
they're not
But to
known for
me,
their
that
prank
seems-
humour.
That seems like a suitable punishment for those people.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
And I hope
That'd
they
be great.
use that non-porous paint that killed Shirley Eaton in Goldfinger. Hey, what about that? Go on, phone in, we'll see if I care. Oh dear, I can hear the letterbox going now with dog excrement. Oh dear. So, you've done a bit of radio, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, who
Sorry,
was
I
that?
was just sipping coffee and you, that long sigh of yours amused me.
Oh, did he?
Oh, how long have we got?
Oh, Alun Cochrane's here.
No, I love Alan. Do I
Sorry
not
if I'm
always
bringing
say
you
Alan
down. You do.
Cochrane is my favourite
He
comic?
got all excited about you coming on.
Good.
I did.
Excellent.
But I couldn't miss
I
my
love it when you
cocaine.
say that.
He could go at any moment.
You saw my show the year before, and I was very excited that you liked it. I didn't read the press, but I thought if Frank likes it, I don't need to know what some teenager that's reviewing for Metro thinks of it.
Well, I read some press about you, which I think I'll talk about after this bit, because it was damn good.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying damn good.
This is Frank Skinner
Absolute.
Radio.
You know, I absolutely love that. That's Burn the Negative, Smash and Grab. I'd go and buy it, but people don't do that anymore, do they? They just press something on their phone and...
Yeah, exactly.
Presto. I say presto. Alun Cochrane is still with us.
Also, how much would you listen to it on your own time? I mean, you can hear it here, can't you? If you play it once a week, that's probably as much as you would listen to it, isn't it?
I'm not allowed to play every week.
Oh, right. I've got a rule.
Yeah, there's certain restrictions on
Oh, okay.
otherwise they'd think there was some payola. Only getting involved into any of that.
So far today, you've sang certain words just for fun. Is
I can't
that
explain
usual?
that. I think it's the laser. I had my nose lasered this week,
All right.
and it seems to.
He's basically had cosmetic surgery.
You're looking well on it.
Well, I
I'd
think
say.
I leaned back. I think it went right up the nostril and hit my brainstem.
It's put you in a silly mood.
It does put me in a silly. It's just hit that bit. You know that bit on your brainstem, silly.
Yeah.
That's how I've been. So this is a quote from Nicholas Barber in The Independent,
Is it?
and it says, this is what he says, Alun Cochrane, blah, blah, blah. He's the kind of life-affirming comic, like Frank Skinner,
Ah, nice. Nice. I thought
who
there was a reason.
seems
this
as
was
if he's
getting-
being funny just by being himself.
Great. Excellent.
Oh, you two just congratulate yourselves while we sit here, shall we?
Well, I'm happy to read out people's quotes if I'm getting some.
Get a mention.
Yeah, if I get the crumbs from your table.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. That's fine. Good.
So, there you go. We're not even trying. If you're wondering why I'm not being funny this morning, I'm not even trying. This is just me.
You're just life affirming.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Lots of people at home
It's
think,
my stem. I've had my stem burnt. Oh dear. So anyway, yeah, I was going to ask you about. You used to do a radio show.
oh no, I did a couple of weeks covering for someone.
How did you find it?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, you know, it's good, isn't it? You don't even have to brush your hair or wash or anything. It's
No,
brilliant.
you look very well turned out this
Do you
morning.
think
for that.
I-
Were you worried about the webcam?
I've had it. Well, every now and again you do these, and they go, "Can we have a photo for the website?"
Yeah,
And you go,
exactly.
God,
And you haven't got time.
I
You
wish
even
I'd
brought
known.
your makeup
I
person
wish
in.
I'd known. Yes.
I've got one you can borrow.
There's a makeup person.
Yeah.
I do radio now. I take my laser person with me in case the veins come up during one of the tracks.
That could mean something entirely different. couldn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
We'll,
true. But
we'll
I'm
move
glad.
through.
I'm glad
Move
we
on.
haven't dwelt on
Um,
that.
Yeah, I think I'm looking all right on a small amount of sleep. This is really not part of my body clock to do a late show and then have a beer and then come here at this time, this ungodly hour.
Well, what I love about your look, if you don't mind me saying,
Here we go.
is there's a hint of the Scandinavian about it.
Yes, I've got a Nordic
Frank,
appearance.
You're not
haven't
wrong.
Yes, I
Got a-
once worked with a goalkeeper from the Faroe Islands. And,
I? What a showbiz anecdote this is.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I got all the name dropping.
You nicked this off Michael Caine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember his name now, the goalkeeper. It's the one that used to wear the white woolly hat in goal for the Faroe Islands. Do you remember
Right.
it?
I don't.
Okay. But he was very reminiscent of you, and there's something I like an eye that looks like it's been etched into the face. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I tell you what, he looks backlit. The eye looks backlit.
Yeah, that's
it's so
good, isn't it?
bright.
It's I'm one of the few Caucasians that's got epicanthic folds. You know the fold that you get on the inside of the eye.
Yes, exactly. That's
The,
what it is. It's that.
Which is more common in the Chinese, of
Yeah.
course. But yeah, here it
He's
is
got a
in
lovely-
a Nordic-looking man.
Well, it looks great in the Chinese, but the Chinese, they tend to be brown-eyed. I think it's fair to
yeah,
say.
dark-eyed.
But to see it with the blue eyes,
Yes, yes.
it's near unique.
We're now discussing a very visual thing on radio. I'm not sure
Yes,
this
but
is
I like to
helping.
think, that I can paint a word picture.
Fair
And
enough.
also, as we've established, they've got the webcam if they're that interested
Is
in
there a
your
webcam?
stupid eyes. Don't go on about it.
I'm looking for it. Where is
Get
it?
over it with the pathetic. So, what if people want to find out where you're playing at?
Yes, they could go to my website, which is aluncochrane.co.uk, and that's ALUNCOCHRANE.
Like Alun Armstrong, the actor,
Yeah, I think he's properly Welsh, whereas I've just got the Welsh spelling.
or
of the
Alun
name.
Evans, the ex-footballer playing for Wolverhampton Wonder, had to have 60 stitches in his face after an incident in a nightclub.
Did he really?
That was the end of his apothalmic eye covering.
Yes.
Yes.
And probably a spell off headering for a while.
I think he laid off the head. Well, that's yeah. So look at Alan. You're in York tomorrow at the
Yeah.
Hyena.
Yes. We'll be howling with
Yeah.
laughter. Is
I
that-
didn't. What nature of place is the Hyena?
It's actually it's a bar in the basement of a trendy cinema. It's really nice.
It sounds fabulous.
It's lovely. It's really lovely. Yeah.
Oh, I love York.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Oh God, that's great. I love a gargoyle. Me.
I've heard.
I do. Yes. Well. Yeah. Certainly the old when I was drinking. It was my standard fare. Now then, well, it's been great having you on. I'm sorry, it's been a bit chaotic this
I've
morning.
enjoyed it. I felt like I've brought an aura of calm to the
I'm
proceedings.
almost feeling. What do you think that we should give? How many links have we got left?
2.
Should we give out? Do you want to do another link? 'Cause I don't
you
think
like,
I don't think
yeah.
we've done you a proper service.
Well, he
this
can't
morning.
say no on air, can he? Put him in a terrible
You can do
position
that,
on the
that thing he's
spot.
doing, that throat cutting signal he's doing. What does that mean? What does that actually mean at the moment? Yeah, so I think
It's a Scandinavian
Yeah, I'm
thing.
happy
I
to
don't
do an
think we've
extra
given
one.
you your full.
You know, this is very similar to what happened last time, where I did the interview and then told a story off air, and you all said, "That's funny. Why don't you stay on and tell that again?" now I feel like a similar version of that has happened.
Well,
like,
I thought he's got it the wrong way around here, Alan. He's been rubbish on the show.
Yeah,
He's hilarious.
absolutely. I feel like I'm now going to get a
on the show. I
reputation.
take that was a joke. I wanna make
Needs 4 links to get going,
Have
Cochrane.
have another link on me.
Okay, thanks very much.
Frank on radio. Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Hello, that was imitation. People don't often say hello after a record. There's enough of that on the radio.
I wonder if there's a reason for that.
Yeah, hello. That was Imitation of Life by R.E.M. Get out of here. So, Alun Cochrane, he's still with us. He's broken the mould. He's doing his fourth link, which guests never do. And I thought there was 2 links left. So this will also be our last link.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be that awkward moment when we're saying our goodbyes and you'll just stand. You know, like on the cricket when they interview a cricketer and then they turn to say, tomorrow we'll be back with, and the cricketer has to just stand there like a fool.
It's because you're our favourite.
Is it? Thanks very much.
Anyway, we're with Alun Cochrane.
I'm sure there's a
today.
backhanded compliment in it that
Yeah, definitely.
Alun Cochrane needs 4 links to get going.
No, because we can't get enough of you, Alun Cochrane.
Excellent. I'll
That's
take
the truth
that.
of it.
I'll take it.
So, Alan, you're currently addicted to the Roald Dahl CD collection.
Wow,
Obviously,
how do you know these
you've done an
things?
extra link. I'm getting quite low down my questions.
My auntie sent my little boy a complete Roald Dahl CD box set, and he's too young for it really. But I nabbed it and stuck it in the 6 CD multi-changer. I'm not bragging, but but I'm earning.
Alan.
I'm earning. I threw a bit of money at the transport.
Is it in your car, or is it a sort of modified balaclava?
It's a luxury Skoda. Luxury Skoda.
You haven't really got a Skoda.
I have genuinely got
They're
a
quite
Canadians.
posh now. No, they're quite
Genuinely.
posh now.
I
mean-
used to have one in the early days.
All right, when
Well,
they
it
were.
Kids used to go, Skoda! When you
Yeah.
walked past.
I have a
Well, my
Skoda.
mum had an orange one, and we were ruined, and lived on the same street as the school. I mean, it couldn't have got much worse.
Do you think Judith Chalmers' son says that? My mum had an orange one.
Very likely. Again, we'll move on quick.
Yeah, you've got a... So anyway, Roald
yes.
Dahl.
So I've got the Roald Dahl in the 6 CD multi-changer, as well as some music, I might add, and occasionally I pop it on.
You don't
I
have
was-
to be cool on this
I was
show.
listening to, I would hope not,
No,
I was listening
indeed.
to The Twits the other day, read by Simon Callow. It's very funny. It really is.
Simon Cowell?
I have
Simon
listened to the
Callow.
Oh, okay.
I think he does the BFG. Oh, do you ever watch any of the on the lunchtime now on Sky Arts? They have Tales of the Unexpected.
Do they?
Oh, I love those.
You know, I love them as well. I didn't know how rubbish they were until I watched them.
How
again.
expected they were.
Well, that is true. That's the trouble. When the ending come, I cannot help but thinking, well, I actually expected that.
Yes.
So that's incorrect.
It's a bit like Columbo, isn't it, where they show you the murderer and then show you someone work it out
Yeah.
for the whole programme.
But I love that. It's a wide on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
see? So, can you just once more, just with feeling, tell us your website address?
Alun Cochrane.
I'll say Alun.
Alun Cochrane with a U. AlunCochrane.co.uk. Don't Google me. Go directly there, please.
Oh no, don't Google him.
No.
Oh, gosh, be there all day.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, and
watching
also there's that
clips.
one story that always comes up, which you...
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, who needs that?
It's, yeah, it's AlunCochrane.co.uk, and that's with a U.
Right,
That's-
now I'm
that's-
stepping away now from interviewing you and turning to camera. So
Okay.
you're the cricketer still standing looking awkward.
Okay.
Next week, the guest is Stephen K. Amos. Hey, you can... hi, I'm trying. Hi, download Not The Weekend podcast from Wednesday. And Ben Jones is next. How about that?
Nice.
It's all right, isn't it?
Good.
Ben waved to me there from sort of a
Did he?
sort of acknowledgement that I'd remembered to plug his show.
Oh, I like that.
That's what it's all about, teamwork. So, Alan, it's great to see. I would very much recommend you see Alun Cochrane. I would not be lying to say you are in, I'd say, certainly my top 2 favourite stand-up comedians in the world.
Oh, that's very nice.
I
Who's
mean,
the other one, you?
why go into the other one at this stage? I'm sorry about the technical things. You know, I mean,
I
it's
love
not
a show
my
that
fault.
ends on an apology.
I think I should do this most weeks, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I think we all know that it wasn't human error. The sugar in the tea was human error. But apart from that, thank you so much for listening, and good day to you.
We only have this extra. This is Frank Skinner.
Absolute
Radio.